Hey guys,
it's
Tick.
and Tack.
Welcome back to Jake Play.
Yep, this is Tomb Raider 4, and we're still discussing the shit talked.
Oh yeah,
by
we're still going to be talking about shit
ex-coworkers.
talking about ex-coworkers and current friends.
Basically.
Dude, fucking, this is shit I would say to Will's face too. Fucking Will is so stupid. I worked with him at CDK, right? He was a lead. He didn't know how to read blueprints.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. Okay? And no, honestly, the only reason he was a lead was because he's worked there the longest. Literally like 8 years or whatever. Which is more than anybody else because nobody else can fucking stand Chris, the owner of the company.
That's so ridiculous. And so he just gets to be the guy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But he can't read blueprints. He
How-
can't
how-
lay out a house. He can't do all this other stuff that's actually fucking important.
How does that get done?
Poorly. Because it's like an approximation, you know? Like if you squint your brain at a house, that's how he puts them together.
That's not good.
No, it's not!
You guys let him get away with this?
No, we didn't. Shane was the lead after we got there. So, and Shane knows how to do his fucking job?
What did the other guy do? Just gonna hang out?
He got moved to concrete.
No!
He got to hold the hose.
But he was still the lead, technically?
Occasionally. They'd have him work on one building
But he
while
was
we
still
worked
getting-
on another.
But he was still getting paid like the big bucks.
He wasn't getting paid much more. Like, honestly,
Rude.
he wasn't. Because he's so bad at his job. He's so dumb!
That's
I don't
so
think you
sad.
understand how stupid this man is, okay?
That's brutal. Like that he just was like that bad at it.
Yeah, and like the other two weren't much better. Tony was like good at his job, but if you didn't put corners down right for him, he couldn't put them in the wall right ever. All right, so if he put corners in the wall, no fucking way they're getting in there right ever.
Jeez.
All right, and Leroy was like mid. He could do walls, and that's all he wanted to do. And him and fucking Tony, his son, were attached at the dick. They went everywhere and did everything together. Like, I'm surprised they didn't poop together. No, I am not joking.
That's so ridiculous.
You make me angry, Phil! It's the energy I have about them.
That's fair.
Whereas, like, everybody else at, like, Classic, I can be, like, confidently be like, yeah, I recommend Classic, right? And I do. I recommend Classic to people. Like, if you ever need to move, use Classic. They're great, right? And, like, to prove that I'm not just, like, talking and, like, saying, yeah, Classic, because I used to work there or whatever. Like, no, they're actually good at their job. Here's my example of CDK being absolutely terrible at their job. Like,
Golly.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's so funny because like literally like Misty's my only coworker that I've ever like had. If that makes any sense? Because like I had the ones that I worked with at, or I guess ones that still work at the district,
Yeah.
or had any communication with at all after I left. Because at the high school, I never talked to anybody else after I left.
Except for, after you left, yeah.
Yeah, after I left. And then obviously when G left, I never talked to him.
No reason to.
And the only reason I talked to Misty at all is through you, because you work there now. And you guys talk shit about me.
Oh, we talk so much shit about it. And we will continue to do so until you stop spilling the tea, essentially.
You know what's,
There's no more tea to be spilled.
you know what's
Oh, there
funny to
definitely
think
is.
about?
What?
Literally, nobody has talked any amount of smack about Brayden. Everybody, the only question everybody at the company has asked is, "Hey, is he liking his new job? Is he doing okay?"
That's cool.
That's it. That's all anybody's ever said about him, and that's everybody. Like
That's
literally,
awesome.
I think everybody has asked that.
That means I left a good impression.
I think that the difference between Misty and Braden's situation is that Misty and I weren't friends.
Yeah.
Like we didn't like hate
That's
each
true.
other, but we did not like. We're
Yeah.
completely opposite people,
Well,
and so we just never like
Yeah.
vibed at all.
Well, and here's the funny thing is freaking, like, at this company, apparently you're either in or you're not in. Because both of our new people are gone. Freaking.
Jeez.
Really?
Yeah, Abraham is also gone. I found out the other day, and he's like, yep. So, I was talking to Brandon when we were heading back, and he's like,
Look at this
yeah,
thing.
some people just aren't cut out for it. I'm like, what happened? He's like, he's not with us. I'm like, what the frick happened? He wouldn't really talk about it, but yeah, Abraham is also not. So.
Either you're in or you're out.
That's
Well,
so funny.
part of me has to, or thinks that it has something to do with the whole. He just seemed really slow, like really slow to respond and think about stuff. I don't know how his work performance was. I didn't work with him, but
Didn't you also say he was super old though?
no.
Like
Dude was
40?
like maybe in his mid-30s.
Oh.
Maybe. I would expect he was honestly in his like late 20s to very early 30s at best.
Little did you know, that poor man had a brain impediment.
Possibly, but honestly, if that was the case, Jared would have probably told him, yeah, this probably is not for you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. They're very good judges of character normally, but these last two were big fumbles, and freaking Brandon's like, they honestly should be running these guys by me instead of just being like, oh, he's fine. And then they get to me, and it's like, he's not fine.
He's
Well,
not
I'm
good.
like,
He's not good at this.
that is also, I'm like, I understand that I'm leaving you guys kind of fucked a little bit with
No.
my leaving.
Nah.
Not too bad, but like, freaking, how many of their 5 people? 5 dudes on the crew.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, 5 is not enough for 2 3-person moves. Or freaking a 3-person and a 2-person move on a Wednesday. Like, freaking, it's not enough people.
Jeez.
So, that's why part of the reason I extended the whole, like, yeah, just like, hit me up, let me know. I need to know, like, a little while in advance so I can run it by my boss and everything, make sure I can get the days off. But, like, yeah, I'll fucking help out, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you pay me, like, $10 an hour or whatever, I'm cool with it, right? And Jared was even like, no, I'll pay you more than that. I'm like, yeah, I'll help out. And I'm like, because you earned my respect a long time ago. Like, you earned that from me, basically. Like, which is a huge thing to him. Like,
That's fair.
so he's like, yeah, I'll fucking hit you up. And then the first 2 weeks I couldn't help out because freaking first it was the whole thing. What is it? The thing where I did the. It was my first week, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm still learning, and my boss works these hours, and I haven't even had a chance to even like remotely ask about anything. And then I let him know Thursday that like, hey, I won't be able to do it next week either because Thursday's a freaking holiday, and I'm literally not allowed to work holidays, so I have to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
Yeah.
like, I literally just don't have the hours available this week. But now I have loopholes around that too. So
True. True.
where the fuck am I?
I don't know, but we weren't playing the game.
That doesn't mean anything to me, okay? But
Yeah.
now I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Like, fucking whatever. I'll help out. I need to know in advance so I can get permission, essentially. But like, yeah, I can do that for you. And
Yep.
like, I don't mind the work. I enjoy the work even, to some degree. So
Yeah. I mean, doing it once every while is not too
yeah. And like with Shane, I'd probably be like, hey, I'm not doing anything this week. Can I fucking hop on a job on Friday?
bad.
Like, help out for a day and then fuck off?
Yeah, basically.
Like, because, and I already talked to him about it too. I'm like, I actually enjoy the work a lot. Like, the physical outdoor aspect of it is like the best part of the job to me.
Fair enough.
So, oh, I can just reach that.
You know, it's funny. Kind of off that topic. You mentioned respect, and it was funny because I was immediately thought like, who have I ever worked with that I had any respect for? Nobody.
Yeah.
I've never respected anybody. In the
Not
sense, not
even-
like in a sense of like I disrespect them.
Like, in a sense, like, they don't deserve it in a professional fashion.
Yeah, like I don't
Like-
I don't look up to anybody.
Right.
If that means any sense.
Not even like.
Well, and like, looking up to is different than respect.
Well, yeah, but like I don't respect like I don't know. It's a weird thing. 'Cause I know there's like a feeling attached to it, and I never
Right.
feel that feeling towards anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not even my parents. You know, I don't feel that like sense of like respect towards my parents.
You're a sociopath.
Basically, that's what it feels like. But
You might be. Who knows?
I could be. I mean, I think it'd be a terrible one, considering like I still have emotions. So
Yeah, you still
Yeah.
feel like
Well,
love, right?
that's the
Like,
thing
you don't-
is
you're
a
not just gonna
sociopath
kill us
is
on a whim,
just-
right?
A
Right,
sociopath
Thomas?
is just somebody who doesn't like connect with people on certain levels,
I'd like
right?
to think that Thomas connects with us. It's just
No.
that he never.
Whereas
just
like,
like that, shut down.
whereas like a psychopath doesn't have emotions.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the difference. A sociopath is literally like they can't judge certain, or like, and in like obviously there's a scale, but like they
Yeah.
can't judge like certain like interactions between people to be able to like understand basically, right? And then like freaking psychopaths have no like feeling or emotional attachment to anything.
Yeah, and so they just
Like,
do whatever they
exactly.
freaking want.
I think the only emotions we've ever seen Thomas display are rage and joy.
Oh my god! And rage and what?
Rage and joy.
Yep.
Joy when something cool, really cool that you're happy about happens, and then anger when something terrible happens. I don't think we've ever seen anything else besides apathy, though.
I'm incredibly apathetic as well, though. Like,
It's true.
Not to Thomas's degree.
what do you mean?
Thomas is very unthoughtful. Gosh.
I'm hard to face
Yeah.
in
Okay.
many
It's
ways.
very easy to like push your buttons and like make you emotional in a certain way.
But like anger is different for me.
Yeah.
Whereas like apathy is
I
something
could
else, where
induce
it's like,
joy. I could also induce depression. I could do all of those. Like all it
Whoa.
takes to get joy going is to talk about a bunch of stuff you're really interested in, and it takes you like really fast. If I wanted to like induce depression, I could just talk about a bunch of stuff that like makes you sad. It'd make you angry, sure, but it would also make you sad.
but that's the thing is like apathy is just like an emotional detachment towards certain things.
Yeah, and for
And-
all that you might say it, you're not like that.
Except I am.
You're not.
What do you have
the
an-
thing.
Okay,
That's
What
sure,
do you have
buddy.
an emotional detachment to?
Most other things. Like
No.
if it's like part of a hobby or whatever, yeah, whatever. You got me, right? But like, freaking most things, it's like no, I don't fucking give a
Yeah,
shit.
but apathy is the total lack of emotions towards things. You don't have that. It's like you will have some emotion or opinion on these things. Frigging, it's not just meh,
I feel like you have to be. You literally would have to be like a psychopath. to be
Yes,
completely
that's the
apathetic,
point.
But
yeah.
that's
the point.
That's
It's
what
really
apathy is not. It's a middle ground between
It's the lack
psychopathy.
of. That's the thing. Is the lack of. There is nothing. You don't feel anything. Like whether
and I don't
good
feel-
or bad.
I don't feel anything towards lots of stuff.
Yeah, no, you're not like that. Because the
Okay,
moment that
you
we
can
start-
say that all you
I
want. That
will.
doesn't make you
I
right.
will. Because you're pulling this whole, oh, I am very badass thing. I
No,
don't feel
it's not
emotions,
about
but
badass.
I
It's
know
like, I
you.
just don't give a
I've
shit
lived-
about a lot of
I've
stuff.
lived with you for a long time, and all of that, and see, it's easy to say that with a general just stuff. I don't feel way towards stuff. But the moment we start talking about this stuff, it's going to change. And you will have an opinion. You will feel some sort of way towards these things. Versus somebody who truly is apathetic, I don't think you could even have a conversation with them about anything that they have those feelings towards.
No, you
Because they don't
definitely
have
could.
feelings. It's like, what do you think about this?
Okay, you're talking about a psychopath though, not somebody who's just
I'm
apathetic.
talking-
Okay, I looked
That-
up apathy and it says a lack of feeling or emotion,
That is it. That is it.
a lack of interest or concern.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
So
I'm
any-
apathetic towards lots of things.
I think you're retarded. I think you're literally
Sure.
not even listening to whole.
No.
Oh, there's no emotion. Literally, we would just have to discuss the topic, and you would have an opinion and feelings on it. A person who is apathetic towards something cannot have that. There's like, I don't even know what to say. Like, hey, what do you feel about this? Nothing.
Absolutely.
I don't
nothing.
even have a drive to talk about it. And the only one who's going to continue the conversation is you. And the moment you stop talking, it's going to die. Like,
Okay.
That's
versus I could talk about virtually anything to you, and in the course of our conversation, I would be able to get some sort of feeling or projection from you on how you
Oh,
feel
God.
about those things,
Stop.
even if it's in a negative light.
I'm stuck.
Possibly. Yeah. Guess we have to try it. Psychoanalyze.
I'm not. I don't want to do that
Why not?
because I really don't want to get in a continuous fight because it's going to be very much so of like, see, you have an opinion. No, I'm apathetic. I don't feel any way towards this. Like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Freaking, I can list
No.
all the things you just said.
Also, an opinion is different than a feeling, like an emotional response. It is.
Is it?
That's a
I'm
fact.
pretty sure that what the apathy said was it was.
It's a complete lack of emotions or feelings on
Here,
something.
let me re-look up the
Yeah.
definition. Apathy. It's apathy. If it loads.
I was talking about the difference between an opinion and a feeling, you know.
A lack of feeling or emotion, or a lack of interest or concern. An opinion states interest.
Okay.
Oh,
But I was right. There is a difference between the two of them.
I mean, there is, but because one would have an opinion, that means that they do have apathy towards that specific subject
Right.
because they have opinion.
You mean a lack of apathy?
No.
If they have an opinion, they lack apathy. It's the lack of.
No, because
having-
apathy is the lack.
Yeah.
of
So
feeling.
if you have an opinion on something,
Then you
then
lack
it's not.
apathy?
Yeah. It's,
No, because you
don't-
having apathy, because you have it. Because having it is not having the thing. Does that make sense?
Yes. And having an opinion means that you're not apathetic.
Well, no. What I mean is, apathy
It's
specifically.
to not have an opinion or emotions or
Yeah.
feelings
So
on
if you
subject.
have apathy towards something,
Then you don't have.
then you
those.
lack those feelings.
Yes. But what
towards
you
that
had
thing.
said a second ago was, if you have an opinion, then you have apathy. And I'm like, but you
Yeah, fair
just a
enough.
second ago
Yeah, fair
said
enough.
the vice versa.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's
That's
tough.
the thing is, I don't think any of us are capable of actually completely doing it. I don't think
No.
any of us can do that.
Well,
Because if
it's
you
we're
actually
not so-
talk
we're
about
not
it, like,
psychopaths.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't, like, you're more that way than either of us, but that's just because there are certain things that, like, it's just hard to engage because, like, you might just give one more response. But that's not really apathy. That's just a big detachment towards the topic. That's what I was
Yeah,
saying
that's-
originally is, out of all of us, you're the person who might exhibit that the most, but none of us are freaking just, like,
None of them-
monsters. Yeah, we're not
As far as you
psychopaths.
know,
You can be apathetic though. Like
I'm just
towards
using
anything.
you guys for your bodies.
By the end of the conversation, by the end of the conversation, I'm sure that you'll have an opinion on almost anything that we talk about. Genuinely. Even if it's negative or positive, I think that you'll have one. But freaking, I'm sure there are people that just straight up cannot have those things. Like, they just literally, like, again, you're the only reason the conversation exists, and the moment you stop, the conversation dies.
have to find a way out
Like,
of
they
here.
don't even finish.
Yeah, a lot of those kinds of people though are like very like
Standoffish.
yeah,
Not
either
really,
either
like-
they're smart and they act like they're like normal people,
Yeah.
or they're not smart and they go on basically a rampage
Yeah, they're very destructive.
because they end up just anybody doing anything that isn't in their interest. They're just very like they go animalistic.
It's
with
you
them,
or
basically.
me.
Basically.
It's my interest against your interest.
But if they're intelligent,
See-
they'll know that the consequences of doing that will affect them negatively to a point where it's not worth resisting.
See,
Yeah.
the
They don't
difference
look
I
at it-
thought you were trying to bring up was the difference between like Logan and Ted Bundy.
No.
Yeah, it's not so much.
Whereas it's closer to like Logan and then Macintosh.
Yeah.
It's very much so different of like, oh, I'm angry at you because you cost me this, versus like, the statistics say you cost me this, therefore you decrease my happiness, so I will destroy you.
Yeah, basically.
It's like a numbers game rather than an emotions game.
Yeah.
But yeah, freaking, like I said, none of us are really like that. Like, we're not machines.
As far as you know.
Yeah, as far as I
You
know.
don't know me.
I'd like to think
You
that I
don't know me.
I like to think I know you enough
No.
to see behind those cool big fish eyes.
That's true. I dead fish eyes?
See, and the reason that there's like you're not very expressive emotionally. Like I said, sometimes we see little bits of joy. Sometimes we see bits of anger when something really, like with your dentist operation that happened, we get little bits of anger.
A little bit of fight in the words.
Yeah, freaking. But you do have an empathetic side, even if it's not shown very often. Like that time that I freaking sucker punched my brother, and I got very depressed that we had that fight, and I freaking went and talked to you about it. Yeah.
And then I just ignored you blatantly.
You didn't.
And then I straight up just was
That's
like, you should
not
probably
how
just kill yourself.
That's not how that conversation went. That's not. You gave me a hug
Yep,
and
it's
everything, you're
time
like,
just to
okay.
off it.
And I was
Fucking-
like, thanks, Thomas. You're a real bro. You have your empathetic moments.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Very rarely, but they're there. You are human.
No. It's all a game. It's all a ploy.
Sure, but we're not the kind of people that would benefit you very much if you exploited us. So we're playing a really stupid.
No,
game.
see, because I'm playing 4D chess.
Yeah, what are you?
I
banking
can
on us
see the
winning lottery
future.
or something. Is that what this is?
What?
Are you banking? Us two guys that have very limited potential, and you're just saying, yeah, that's right. I'll play for it. You guys, one of you for sure is going to win the lottery, and then my ticket to success skyrockets.
And just like that, I
Kill you
won.
and take the winnings.
Put you out of my misery.
If you're playing
Once and for
4D chess, like, I'm curious who your opponent is because, like, there's like nobody. You're just moving all the pieces yourself. Like, yes, it's all coming together perfectly.
This is all working out.
Somehow my opponent just keeps making the wrong.
It's okay though, cause you know my ability to like not have emotions towards stuff makes me like a pretty like ruthless like strategist.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think that there are points where you will like give in to your base.
Oh, sometimes depending on what it is.
Especially when you're winning, you become a sadistic little monster.
Oh yeah, no, that's what it's like.
Let
You're
me just-
done, man.
Let me just start
I
kicking you while
basically
you're down.
won.
Like, what's wrong? You can't fight back.
Everything has fallen into place, and all of it's just that's it. It's my
Anybody
bad.
who's ever played Smash Bros. Would get that feeling. It's like,
Or
I'm
fucking tic-tac-toe when you learn that trick to win every time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you were just a fucking absolute manic, like, dickweed about everything. For no reason. I'm like, you've already won. Why are you being so fucking rude?
Yeah.
playing Magic, and
Yeah.
I'm obviously gonna lose in 3 turns. It's like,
Oh.
all right, I forfeit. No, stop! Let me just show you what I would have done to destroy you.
Yeah, or when I postpone
I do the
death.
same thing.
When I postpone the death though, so I can like be like, ah,
Let's
yes.
see
Yeah.
if you have the chance of winning in 5 turns. No, oh, it's a shame.
That's a shame.
See, I do the same thing with Magic, though.
It's true.
Like, for real.
Oh, it's
I
so
don't know
funny.
if Connor's actually ever been like that.
What?
Where it's like, no, don't. I want to show you my cool combo.
Never. I almost universally forfeit when I know for certain I'm gonna lose.
Well, I'm
But when
talking
you're
about
gonna
when
win.
you're winning.
Yeah, like you're in the position.
And you're
of
in the
power.
position of power, and you're like, no, I want to show you my cool combo.
No, I
I don't
like-
think Connor does that super often.
I don't like
No.
drawing it out. I'm not a big fan. I just like the fact that I'm gonna win. Like, and also, I never like to overplay my hand because if I was like, what's wrong?
fuck.
You can't win. You're about to die, and then somebody pulled the rug out from under my feet, I would feel so stupid. Like,
Oh, I'm not
I
gonna make
managed to
this.
snatch a win like 1 out of every 10 times, and I'm
Yeah.
about to like crush you. The last thing I want to do is do the villain monologue and then freaking get sucker punched like out of left field
That's
and then lose.
yeah.
Receive a strawberry basket punch.
Yeah, it's not like I'm about to freaking die and it doesn't matter anymore. It's like I'll have to live with the shame, knowing I was gonna win and I lost anyways.
See, I always wait until I know with absolute that I have won.
When I'm
That
playing
I
with
have
you guys,
crushed your
Well,
soul
also,
and
like,
spirit.
when we play, you and I are always very honest with each other, where it's like, yeah, I have literally nothing. I can't do anything anymore.
You're good.
Right?
when I play with you guys, I never could say with certainty that at any point until you're dead, I will win.
That's fair though.
Scary part.
That's
It's-
fair.
Well, that's the
you
point of the
guys are
game.
a lot better with like looking at the long-term planning.
Poker
when it
face,
comes
baby.
to like, no, just you're better at long-term planning than I am. Like, you're like, oh, if I do all of this and I get these specific cards, I could like basically set myself up to win in like 5 turns. And I'm just like, oh boy, I can't wait to see what my next card is.
See, that's the thing,
If
though.
I
It's like,
play this now.
I think that's the thing. Is a poker face plays a big part in the game
true.
because like the fact that I'm able to just straight up hide whatever card I get or whatever, unless I'm
Yeah.
super stoked for whatever fucking reason.
Right, yeah.
No, that's
Then
not-
like I'm probably gonna be able to play that card with like absolute certainty that it will find its mark.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
That
And
was
it's
the
not
issue.
for me. It's not about finding the long-term goal like strategy that will beat you. It's compounding smaller combos to whittle your life away,
That's fair though.
which is more effective for me because I'm not a long-term strategist. I even play chess the same way. I don't play chess long-term. I'm too dumb for that. So I don't do that.
And that's why I always beat you guys.
That's probably not true because you and I are pretty evenly matched when we play decks that are close in
No,
like
see,
power to
the
each other.
problem is the reason why I say so is because whenever you play one of my decks, I always just watch what bad choices you
That's
make.
true. But
Every
if it's
time.
the first time I've played the deck,
No, like every
like-
time.
Oh
You
yeah, no,
play-
every time. I know for a fact I play your goblins poorly almost every single time.
every time.
But like the goblins are good enough that they compensate for that.
Sometimes.
A lot of the time.
Unless you're playing against me with a deck that's equal in capability.
Right. And like my hydras are equal in capability, but that's because I know very well how to play my hydras.
Yeah, no.
It's not because they're good. It's because I'm like
Yeah, you gotta know what
it's-
cards to play first.
right. It's the difference between the deck covering my faults and me covering the deck's faults.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally, that's it. And like yeah, but with my hydras, I can beat you like pretty
Like,
regularly.
One could
like-
consider my deck builds as part of my long game strategy.
exactly.
Because I build the deck in such a way that it always wins. Not always.
Or
but
you always attempt to try and
basically,
win
it
every time.
It requires
Like-
less thought in the moment for the deck to function
Yeah.
well.
Which is part of the reason the Hydras are so good, is because
Yeah.
they're fucking brain dead moment.
Well, you just gotta
So,
play them.
You
And
just
same with the
kind of play
goblins.
Hydras.
You just
Yeah.
gotta throw the goblins out most of the time.
Yeah.
Or soldiers. Oh god, you don't have to. You not a thought behind the eyes when you play soldiers. You just put them
It
down,
does its own stuff.
and they just buff each other, and then they just rape everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
that's
stupid.
not true. In theory, you
Oh, well,
can
they
play
have-
just better.
Well,
They have a
every
huge
deck has a
weakness.
counter.
Yeah, they have a huge
Okay.
weakness against literally like direct destroy your creatures and stuff.
Or probably like a control deck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Like,
they have
for
literally
sure.
no resistance to that.
But, like, that doesn't.
But that's not most.
Like,
of
that's
people's
not the
decks.
point. Is
Yeah.
like, the point is, it will win the majority of the time. It's
Yeah.
not about winning every time, it's about winning most of the
Yeah.
time.
They're pretty
And
brutal.
you play against me and Connor, who are fucking brain dead when it comes to building decks. We both fucking suck at deck building. So if you build one really good deck,
Yeah.
it will be untouched forever.
Which is
because
how it is.
we're bad at building decks, not because you're phenomenal at it.
No, I'm good at it.
You are good, but you're not amazing.
It's because I don't have
Right.
enough competition to make me
Exactly.
strive to be better.
Exactly.
it's also
That's my
because-
point, though.
It's a hobby. It's
Yeah.
not like you take it serious. You just do it. Like
Right,
you're not
yeah.
doing it like, oh, I'll do this, and then you do it.
Right.
Not like, all right, let me build something that cannot fail.
Yeah, basically.
We did
One
that
turn.
once, and nobody likes it.
Oh yeah, I have that deck.
Literally nobody likes
It
it.
cannot lose.
It literally can't. You get a turn, you don't lose, basically,
Yeah.
is it?
Because it's literally just like I take 3 turns and like I just like
Uh,
draw my entire deck.
I made that Keep 7 deck, and Zane, every time I see him, is like, did you bring your Keep 7 deck? I'm like, no, I didn't. It's fucking dumb. I don't need it. It's not useful to any degree.
No, it's
For
just silly.
anything ever.
It's just so stupid.
And, like, I won the first 4 matches against people with it. Because, like, oh, sure, all you need is a counterspell, right?
Yeah.
And you will beat it every time. But, like,
But like the odds of them being able to do it on like
the
like
first or second time they've seen the deck, no
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Not in Keep 7.
yeah, and then if you get to go first in Keep 7, they just immediately lose.
Every single time. And that's why I was always like, yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, because
Because it's so much more degrading when I do it.
Yeah.
And it, like, freaking Zane's kid brother brought out a deck that is like mana ramp, right? So it's
Uh-huh.
mostly land. And I'm like, do you have a way to kill me this first turn? He's like, no. I'm like, well, I guess I win then. And he's like, what do you mean? And he keeps playing his deck. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to draw. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. And I pick up the deck and I sliff through it until I find Fireball. I'm like, you're dead. You know what? To add insult to injury, I kill all your creatures too.
literally they're all dead. Or your hopes and dreams crushed in an instant.
So,
Oh, it's so funny.
yeah.
Gotta love that shit. Yeah, and then like, oh, man, I love my zombies deck for how like sadistic it is.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I don't play it as much against you guys.
Right. I need to build a deck that can beat your zombies. Like, on skill.
You just gotta
Not
get,
my skill, on the deck skill.
just get the angel. The angel of jubilation, I think it is. Players
Oh,
can't
yeah.
sacrifice creatures or life to
It's only a 4-drop
Yeah,
too.
it is.
Like,
It's
it's 3 white and a colorless, and then you get a 4/4 flyer that just blocks your deck's ability to
Yeah,
do
exactly.
anything. And then what you do is you make copies of it because it's not a legendary.
Yeah, you just do that. That is the counter to the deck.
For sure.
Unless
that's
I,
a good idea.
because like I
actually.
have murders and
See, but
stuff
that's
in
the
there.
thing is I want it to be good outside of a single card that just shuts down your zombie deck.
It's
I want
true.
it to be able to beat your goblins too. I want it to
Right.
be able to beat my hydras. I want it to be able to beat other decks as
I
well.
built a deck like that. My angel deck.
Yeah. That's some bullshit though.
What do you mean?
Skill, not.
It takes skill to build a deck that can keep that angel alive.
I want
Because everybody tries to murder it.
because
and so
it's
the game is now like almost infinite.
horseshit.
It's just the game is now almost infinite because literally I have to wait till your health total goes down, and I have no way of making that happen. Besides the
Besides
platinum,
just attacking.
besides the platinum Colossus is the only one. He's like an 8/8, but like that's it. Outside of that, I have to like wait for you to just draw all of your cards or kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is tough.
But like that's the thing is I want it to be able to do that thing without being a fucking buzzkill at the table.
Oh, I whip out my
Like
angel.
I want it to be one of those decks where it's like, oh, I want to build a deck so I can beat that one. You know, not like, oh, that's some bullshit, and now I'm the angriest man on the planet.
Well, that's the thing is I peaked. I built the deck that wins. That's it. That's all it does. It just wins. It's not the best. It's not the most fun, but it
Yeah,
wins.
that's what I want. Is a deck that inspires competition, not fucking is like, now I am wrathful and could kill a Mr. Mime with my bare hands.
I'm now
Okay?
invincible, so suck it, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know where I'm going. I'm totally stuck. Next episode we'll look up a
Yeah, there you go.
because I'm fucking totally stuck now. I can't do anything.
He's lost. Alright, well, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing.
Definitely go check out our other content.
And until next time, peace out.
Bye bye.